Hiya, I'm Tina from the Temple. I'm a psychic intuitive and teacher and healer and card reader. And so I'm going to teach tarot in 6 lessons, so an hour long. And by the end of 6 lessons, if you follow my instructions, you will know tarot. Now, you will know tarot on the basic level. So for all you tarot readers who know the cards already, this may not be for you. We all learn a different way, but this is the way I was taught, and the basic structure of these cards has led me to then develop my psychic skills, develop all the other things to do with tarot, which I will probably mention as I go along in these lessons. So without further ado, let's get started. So what you need is a Rider-Waite deck of cards. Lots of people say, oh no, you should be handed a deck of cards, given them as a present or whatever. You shouldn't buy them. I don't believe in that. I would imagine that back in the old days, Romany times, when tarot was really in full swing, that was seen as a thing. But these days, modern times, just go buy yourself some online deck of Rider-Waite. They're not that expensive. You should probably be able to get them for a tenner in the UK, other places, other prices. But they are the ones, this is just a few of them that look like this, and they have them in gold and they have them in different styles. But the Rider-Waite deck is the most known one, the most easiest to learn from. And then once you've learnt these, you can get other decks. So if you're new to tarot, this course is for you. So let's start. There are 78 cards in a deck. If you get any more, if you get a different deck, there may be more odd ones added, some taken away, but really a standard tarot deck should be 78 cards. They're based on the typical 52 deck of playing cards, but you have an added 4 cards of court cards, and then you have 22 added of major arcana. I will explain this as I go along. The tarot deck is made up of ace to 10 in 4 different suits. So we have pentacles, sometimes called coins, and they're all about money and job, income, etc. Sometimes health, anything to do with this earth, okay, on this earth. Then we have wands, not necessarily in that order. We have wands, and I always think of wands, Harry Potter, make a wand happen and things happen. So action, growth, communication, things that we do to make things happen. We have swords. If you think about swords are always about stabbing yourself. You will get comedy actions when I'm teaching. Stabbing yourself in the head, mental thought patterns, everything going through here. So quite often they end up in here. So they're things about what you're thinking. Some people say their emotions too, but I'm going with what I know and what I've learned, mental patterns of thinking. And then we have cups, which is all about love, as in the cup overfloweth of love, and relationships often. So these are the 4 minor arcana. And as I said, we have ace to 10 in these 4 suits. And then we have king, queen, page and knight. So they're normally people, but we will come to them at the end because they're traditionally they're more difficult to remember. But I'm going to teach you the basic 40 cards in this lesson. And then we also have 22 major arcana. This is where the sun and the death card come out, which you probably know. You've seen pictures of those. And they are major life things happening to us. But we're going to learn all those in another lesson. So as I said, I'll do 6 lessons, 6 basic lessons. It's number 1. I'll put it on the YouTube. And if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be how I get paid. That would be lovely. I'm probably not allowed to say that, but never mind. So we'll start with Pentacles. If you have a notebook and a pen, that would be handy. And what I'm going to teach you as I said, is what my teacher taught me, who was brilliant, is basic 1 or 2 words to describe this picture, which will keep it in here. And I've taught 18, 15-year-old, 14-year-olds. I think that might be illegal. Okay, 16-year-olds to up to over 80s, and they remember them. So I'm hoping that you will too. Yeah, so we've got ace to 10. So if you've got your new deck of tarot cards and your Rider Waite, separate them into major arcana, 22 of them, and they are written in writing. All the court cards, the kings and queens, pages and knights, and then ace to 10 in the pentacles, wands, swords and cups. Okay, you can pause this, rewind it, etc. to get to that place. Okay, so from now on in this lesson, I'm going to do an hour to see if we run out of time. We will go on to the next hour. We're going to do pentacles first of all. So 1 to 10. We can talk about numerology another course, because we're just sticking to the basics, because within tarot, it's a bit like astrology. You will have layers of numerology, elements, astrology, all the little details, characters of these pictures, just psychic. You can go with everything with tarot, but I'm sticking to basic human earth knowledge where you don't need too much apart from a brain to remember. And if you don't have that, you can write notes, okay? Everyone should be able to do this, really. Okay, so let's start. So, Ace of Pentacles. This, as I said, pentacles are about money. They look like a coin, so think of that. Money as in income, as in studying for income, but I'll show you. So aces are always about new beginnings. So if this card came up, it's like, okay, it's a new beginning of income coming, or it's a new beginning of wealth coming, or a new job. That's what I would say, okay? It depends where it is in their reading, but again, we'll talk that through as we go through more and more cards in these 6 weeks. Maybe it might be 7. Then we have the Juggler. So this is 2 of Pentacles. And if you see the little man, Rider Waite cards, I can never say that, Rider Waite. He's juggling his money here. This can be partnership. So 2 of you in a relationship with money. So it could be, having a partner in business. It could be juggling from, paying Peter to pay Paul if you're, I've been there, housewife thinking, how am I going to pay for the electricity bill when I have no money and I need to borrow a bit of that to take it to that sort of thing. It could just be juggling, okay, finances, but also this is where tarot gets complicated. No, it's not really. It's simple. It just means juggling. So amongst other cards, which are all about your love life, it might mean juggling with your love life. Or if it's juggling, communications or growth or mental thought patterns. It depends what the other cards are around it. So just think of that card as juggling, okay? Then we have the 3 of Pentacles. And the 3 of Pentacles, if you can see here, I'll try and hold my hand steady, is 2 patrons or patrons of a church watching over a man who's chiseling stonework. And basically, this is the support card. These 2 people are meant to be supporting this other guy financially, mentally, everything, just supporting him. So always this indicates to me support. You've got also support from people around you. Who do you need support from? But also you've got support from the spiritual world. They're always looking after you. They're always supporting you. You'll know when the cards come up around it, or when this card comes out, oh, it's support. Okay, I'm being supported. Who by? That will show by the other cards around it. Okay, so that's the support card. And you could look at it, I guess, as it's a structure, it's a cathedral, and that's a very strong support system, isn't it? They don't often fall down. Okay. Oh, that's 4. Yes, 4. They are, by the way, Roman numericals in the Rider-Waite deck. You just get used to your Roman. It's a very long time ago. But it teaches you another language of numerology at the same time. Okay. That's because actually tarot was invented in the 15th century, I think, 1500s, in Italy. Okay, so here we have 4 coins, okay, and this man, I call this the miser card because he's standing on the coins, he's holding on to the coins, he's even got coins on his crown, so he's like, and this, when this card comes up, I always say, okay, to the person I'm reading to, which they call the querent. So if you ever see querent anywhere, in any training manuals about tarot, that means the person you're reading to. And the querent is, I say, are you a miser? Or is someone around you a miser? Someone holding on to their money, saving all the time? And they normally say yes. So it could mean, you know, you're holding on to money, you need to be a bit more free flowing. Are you worried about money? But that's the cards coming up next. But always trying to, you know, worried about money. I take that back. Saving money. So it can be a good thing. Saving money can be good. We need to find a balance. The card will tell you. Okay. Then I call this, what do I call this? This is the one that I was coming to, the one with problems. And we're at a number 5. And when we get to number 5, 5s are always issues. Again, like I said, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and they, you know, new beginnings and growing and stability. And we'll talk about that another time. But this is about issues. Number 5s are issues. So issues with money or issues with job. Because if you see here, I'll put it a bit closer, this is like Tiny Tim out of Charles Dickens with his, you know, dodgy leg, walking on sticks, all cold, looking not where the money is. They're just looking at their poverty and their miserableness in general. Now, if they look to the church, and I'm not saying look to the church, but if you look to the gold, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. We always have enough. We always don't think we have enough, but we always do. So this is a just card of financial issues, I'd say. Okay, people really thinking all the time about money in a bad way. There's probably more I can say on that card, but it's not coming to me at the moment, so it might come up in a reading. We'll practice the readings. Okay. Then this is the 6 of Pentacles. And this is about balance with money, particularly. But again, like I said, if it comes up in another reading with other cards, it's kind of just balance. You've got 6 Pentacles. And the way, actually, the card is done is like 2 on one side, 3 on the other, 1 in the middle. This is almost like, sorry, that's my hand rubbing across the table, making a funny noise. This is paying Peter to pay Paul, which is a very English phrase, I think. It just means giving to one, not to the other, out of balance with money. Charity work sometimes, you know, when charity work is out of balance because you're doing a lot for free and not getting much back, or so it seems, but obviously we know better. So this is about balance, financial balance. Okay, then we have the 7 of Pentacles. And if you see here, this man is looking at what wealth he has attuned to, got so far. And also there's a little pentacle by his feet. So he's even saved something for the future. So he's kind of done well. He's reflecting on what he's done. So with other cards, it can just mean reflection. But here he's kind of thinking of the future, thinking how well he's done. Really, it's a card of looking to reflect on, you know, things that you maybe need to reflect on about money. Yeah, sometimes I've been told it's called the money tree. looking at what you've done, achieved. Okay, then we have the Eight of Pentacles. And if you see here, he's carving a little pentacle. He's creating his own wealth or his own job. And so this quite often comes with promotion, self-promotion, or stepping out as an individual and being self-employed. So that kind of hint of, going on your own, being independent, we'll come into that, but really stepping up a gear within work or within anything, okay? I hope I'm not going too fast, and you can always rewind it, but I'm going to try and get through the 40 before the hour is up. So this is the Nine of Pentacles, and this, I love this card. This is Strong Independent Woman card. She has gathered all that money around her, enough to buy a lovely dress, and she's got all these symbols around her of wealth and independence. There's some great Rider-Waite, I got it right, books on this subject of all the little characters in these cards. I think there's a snail, on the front, so you can look these up. I'm just teaching the basics. So this is Strong Independent Woman card. She doesn't need anybody. She's got there by herself. Lovely, lovely card. Okay, and then we finish on the Ten of Pentacles. And here, the Ten of Pentacles means happy ever after, because you have the man and woman. So you got your love life sorted. You got, I think, your grandmother. You got wisdom, and you're looking after people. You've got your dogs. Or are they children? I can't remember. It looks like an old person. But you've got basically everything you ever need. So that's nice, especially if it comes at the end of a card reading, because you've achieved that much. But sometimes it can come in the middle or at the start, and it means, where do I go from here? Or am I still happy with the happy ever after? Because it doesn't seem that, this would be people who resort to other substances to get their happiness when it should come from within. Depends where it is in the reading. Okay, so what I normally do with my customers, or my students, I should say, shuffle them up. So you can do that now. And then just call them out, these 10. Call them out. So I'd go, right, okay. Ooh, miser. Ooh, new beginnings. Partnership. Financial struggles. Money tree, reflection, support, balance, self-employed, self-promotion, strong independent woman, happy ever after. That's kind of how I do it. And really, most people achieve that. If you can't, don't worry. Just pull out the ones that you have struggled with remembering. Also notice what time of day you're trying to study. I'm a really good person in the morning, but not so at night. My brain is gone by then. So find out the best time for you to study, and 10. Okay, so we're going to move on now to wands. Do I do wands? Yes, I will do wands. Pause for breath. Now, Ace of Wands. So we're going back to, not back, but to the beginning, which of Ace is new beginnings. Oh, sorry, itchy nose. New beginnings of growth, action, things coming in. Again, Harry Potter, he features in my brain a lot. It's happening. So new beginnings of something exciting coming. Then we have the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands are quite similar in their pictures. So I kind of talk about them together and separately. So the Two of Wands is starting to plan. So if you see here, he's standing there. He's got a globe in his hands. He's got these two wands, and he's having a think. He's not got there yet. He's just having a think. So he's starting to plan for the next big thing, I guess, or next even little thing. Quite often they mean travel, because quite often if we're planning something, we're going on a holiday, or we're, wanting to go somewhere, do something. So he's starting to plan. And if I lift up the 3-1, this is putting plans in place. Because if you see here, he's actually landed. He's landed on the land. He's thinking about it. Now he's landed. So he is putting plans in place. He's actually living the dream, or starting to anyway. Then we go into 4. This is a good card. So some cards they're all good. I shouldn't say that, because even if we have a sad card, we know that we're moving on from it. But this is the 4 of Wands, which is a celebrations card. So if you see here 2 people with flowers, it looks like maybe a wedding or an anniversary. It could be a birthday party. It could be, I even had this come up for a funeral once, because, you know, in England, we go to party and reflect and have a good time sometimes, if there's nice sandwiches. Anyway, so this can also mean new home decorating, because, again, we celebrate by having a house party sometimes. So everything to do with celebrations and moving house and decoration. But I'd leave it as celebrations, and the rest kind of follows in your head. Okay, 5. What did I say? 5's are challenges. We see challenges as opportunities. And this one is about arguments. Challenges, obstacles. Everyone, if you see closely, is not looking at each other. They're all just having a battle with their own little issues. So this will mean there's going to be challenges ahead, or arguments. Yeah, depending what, again, the cards are around it. Number 6. 6 are, by the way, 6 are always, we just had an argument or an issue at number 5, and then we calming. 6s are always quite calming. And this is the victory card. So he's riding a white horse, and he's got the laurel in his hair of, you know, celebration. He's got it on his stick. He's just riding the white horse of success, promotion, celebration. The other one's celebration. This is success and victory. I stick to that, sorry. Success, victory, you've done well. I once had this a reading at the very first card. I went, tell me what's going on with you, because, you know, success and victory's happened. And she went, I've just got promoted. I've moved house. I'm with my partner. Things are going really well. So that's, you know, starting the journey. Then it went downhill after that. Okay. That's another story. Okay, now we're going into the 7 of Wands. And the 7 Wands is about standing up for yourself. This card is coming up a lot with different people at the moment. If you see here, he's got that big stick in his hand, and it always reminds me of like a warrior, like, you know, that, you know, in yoga pose, like this. So he's standing up there. The sticks around him are protecting him. But he doesn't really need them, because he's his own self-made standing up for himself. I mean, sometimes it can mean you need to stand up for yourself, again, depending on the other cards around it. But if you were just like, you know, a really good practice is to pick a card for a day. And if you pick this card for the day, okay, stand up for yourself. Okay, 8. No people in this card, just wands. 8 wands. And this means, and they're flying down fast, aren't they? Sometimes you can look at a card and see the speed of it. This was one of those cards. And it means action. Things are happening, whether you want them to or not. But they normally are really good, and it's positive, and it's just things happening fast. Again, if I picked it up for the day, I go, woo, okay, something's going on today, you know? So it's a good card on the whole, depending on the cards around it. Now, this is almost the opposite to the other one. This is the defense card. So if you see here, the sticks are behind him. He's got no protection, and he's not using that stick as a defense mechanism. He's kind of holding on to it like a comfort zone, and he's wounded, and he's got bandage around his head. So he really needs some protection, bless him, and he's defensive. So this would be, you know, are you being defensive? Are you needing protection? Are you just feeling... Because the next one is the 10 of Wands. And if you see here, this is the overburdened or overwhelmed card. I always think it reminds me of Jesus on the cross, or carrying his own burden with him. You know, if you see it in the movies, He's dragging his little cross around on his back. So this guy is dragging all his burdens with him. Now, the thing about the 10s are similar to the aces are new beginnings, and new beginnings were always excited. By the end, we got to 10, we've had enough. Or it's definitely the end of the cycle. We're in the 1 to 10 is a whole cycle of life, really. So this is coming to the end of the burden. So it's a good one to have, really, because you've been through it and you've come into the end and the burden is nearly over. And I say overwhelmed and overburdened because I had it once come up for a guy, a lady's son who was just about to become really famous in a movie somewhere. She said he's going to hit the big time. And this card came up and I was like, oh, okay. But she said it with the other cards of swords, it was around, he will not be able to cope with the fame and success that he was going to get. So he will be feeling overwhelmed, whew. So it's interesting what overwhelmed or overburdened, okay, that means, depending on the cards around it. Okay, I'm just going to mention, sometimes cards come upside down, you put them all in together and then they flip out, which if your cards flip out, that's the universe saying, yes, you must use that card. Okay, that story's come in my head. I will save that for another time. Yes. Okay, no, they're going to tell me now. Right, okay, so a lot of people are fearful of tarot. I probably should have said that at the start. But we shouldn't fear them. They are just, imagine angels. Everyone believes in angels. Some people don't believe in God. Some people don't believe in spirit or, but everyone seems to believe in angels. I'm sure there are some people that don't. Anyway, imagine that the angels are pulling the cards out, flipping them out for you. And I did this once. I used to speak in public speak about tarot I was for the WI. And so there are quite a few elderly ladies in the group, and quite often some really who didn't believe in tarot, and their religion didn't allow them to believe in tarot. So I gave them all a card in the audience and said, right, pick which card. And then I called it all out and I said, I just want you to remember that this is the angels or God or whatever you believe in, giving you this card for a reason today. And then I called out every card, what it meant to these people. And I said, hands up to everyone who says this card is right for them today. And they all put their hands up. And it was lovely. I get emotional when I think about it because it made me, made them realise that tarot isn't evil. It's guided. It's guided by wonderful angels or whoever to help you, face fears, sort out life, etc. I can't tell you how much tarot has influenced in my life and helped me move forward. There for reassurance, there for consolation, there for other people. It's an amazing thing. Okay, so do the practice thing. Okay. Ta-da. I won't say. You can practice. Okay, defensive, I have to say it. Overburdened. Putting plans in place. Starting to plan. They're not coming out in good order. Action. Standing up for yourself. Challenges. Success. New beginnings of communication and growth. Celebrations. Okay, and then what I do normally, I won't do it now because I'm aware of time. Mix the two together. Shuffle. We could do a little reading. Okay, I'll do a little reading now for these two. I've only got 20 cards, so bear in mind, but the right ones always come out. That's another thing. Tarot is always right. The reader might be wrong, but the tarot cards are right. So sometimes you forget what they mean or you're not tuned in. And you go, I don't understand what that's telling me. It would be right. It would just be you not thinking clearly. And it's so much easier to read for somebody else than yourself. You always put your limiting beliefs over your head. So do it for other people, practice on other people. So, I got for all us as a collective while watching this video, start to plan. Which I would say, learn your tarot if you're on this call. Use it for yourself. Start to plan what you might use it for, who you can work with, who can help, who can it help. Start to plan something else. There you go. Okay, right, on to swords. Oh. Now, as I said, swords for some people are about emotions, and they can be, but I always see them as mental health or the thought patterns, because we stab ourselves in the head, not literally, hopefully, but mentally all the time. We're brought up with fear. And our whole mission on life is to love ourselves and get rid of fear of anything, apart from, an odd wild tiger, etc. Anyway, so we start. Swords, Ace of Swords. So obviously this would mean beginnings, new beginnings of a mental thought pattern, a new way of believing or thinking of, yeah? Then we have Two of Swords. Now, if you see here, she is holding her arms up like this. And she's got crosses, the swords, sorry. And she is by the river, sea. And she could easily topple that chair backwards if she wanted to. Or she could just put the swords down and walk away. So it's called the stuck card. She's stuck. She doesn't know what to do. And so if you get this card, you probably know that you're stuck. But it's clear. It's like telling you you're stuck. And it's quite a nice confirmation. But also, yeah, you never go back. We can't go back. Energy moves us forward. So, it's a good card to know you're going to move forward from this. You're just feeling stuck at the time, and then see what other cards come up. So stuck. Then we have, and I'm just realising I should have brought a glass of water, but never mind. We have Three of Swords. So a lot of people call this card heartbreak, and it can mean that, but I'd say what caused the heartbreak. And if you see here, we have Three Swords, and normally in a happy relationship there are two people or two things, but with this there are three. So it's the third party, or they call it the mother-in-law card. Someone has come in and caused trouble within the happy two people. I've had lots of good incidences of this one. What's the best one? So once I was doing this reading, I think a really big chaos card came up. We talk about that when we do the major arcana. With it, two cards sometimes together reflecting what the situation. And I said, oh dear, this is called the mother-in-law card. And the guy just laughed. And I went, okay, tell me what's going on. And he said, my mother-in-law tries to set, she's got dementia, tries to set fire to the building. Tried to drive the car. That was another thing. Tried to set fire to the building with her oven. And not deliberately, just, setting fire to the gas and walking away. And then driving a car when she really clearly shouldn't. But he didn't have the heart to, do anything about it. And so the chaos card came up with it, which is the Tower card, the major. I said, okay, something major is going to happen if you don't do something about this mother-in-law. You need to intervene. And so I kind of call this the intervening card as well. Interference, so someone's interfering, or intervene, something needs to be intervened. And and then the sneaky card came up, which we're going to talk about in a minute. That's a sword. And we said you need to do something to prevent this happening. So basically he took her car keys away, so she couldn't drive anymore, which sounds really awful, but he had to do it because otherwise she may have killed people. And I think he taped up the gas hob as well. So that's one incidence of the mother-in-law card. But as a intervening thing, I remember once I was being sneaky with money and not telling my ex-husband. And then we had a friend over, and he was not talking to me because I wasn't talking to him because I was so worried what he would think, stupidity of the swords. And then she came in, intervened, said, Tina, what's wrong? He's really upset today. And I went, oh, yeah, I'm worried about money and he's spending freely and blah, blah, blah. And she went, okay. And then she talked to him and we made friends. I know that is childish and probably that's why we're not together anymore. But this is the card, the intervene or interfere. Okay, and they were both intervening, weren't they? But you can imagine when it's an interference. Right, okay, 4 of Swords. This is the rest card. If you see he's lying down, he's hung up his little mental thought patterns over him, and he's just having a rest. It's time to slow down, do nothing. I'm calming down as I say it. Then we have 5 of Swords. Always an argument, always a challenge, sorry. And this, I always feel it's about something you feel bad you've done. Or, yeah, my guys are saying, pick your battles. It's like, you might have done something you regret. Regret is the word. Yes, thank you. So, you're regretting something or don't regret something. Don't do anything that you'll regret. Let's just use that as a regret card, It's not feeling happy with your mental actions, yeah? Putting them in the wrong place. Okay. Then we've got the 6. And this is the calm after the storms. And like I said, 6 is always calmer. So if you see here, he's steering the boat away from the swords, away from choppy water. I think that's meant to be choppy water on this side. And he's steering the boat that way. So things are going to calm down, depending on, obviously, what's going on. Nice. Thank God for that card. Okay. Going into the sneaky card, this is a sneaky card. So if you see here, the little man, he looks naughty, doesn't he? He's stealing away with his swords, tiptoeing away, leaving 2, but he's taken away. And again, I used it when I was spending too much on a credit card. I'm not telling my husband. It's a pattern that I have learnt. And just I used it when my boss, it came up the first time I did a reading for my boss, and she's not one of my many bosses. I don't have them anymore, but I was like, that she's doing something naughty. It's quite interesting. And then the other member of staff came in and I had the same card and I thought, oh God, they're doing horrible things to each other. But then she had a justice card with it and I went, you will get your justice. Someone's being cruel to you. Someone's being sneaky, and she knew exactly that it was the other woman. So these cards are very handy for everything. So someone's deceiving, lying, or are you doing it to yourself or someone else? Okay, then we have the 8 of Swords, and this is trapped. So can you remember is it then, I can't remember what number, is it 9 of Wands, the defensive card? These two quite often come out together, feeling defensive and trapped. She, a bit like the second card where we're stuck, but in the second card, she can move freely. But here she's got all the bandages around her. She's got swords stamped in the ground around her. She's got blindfold on. She can't see where she's going. Pools of water, which often represents emotions. So she's feeling really stuck now, to the point of 9 of Swords, which is quite often representing anxiety, depression, can't get out of bed feeling. Those swords are hanging up big time now and he's not in a good place. Luckily it's the 9, so it's nearer the 10. But when this card comes up, I normally say to the person I'm reading for, is this about you? Do you suffer from anxiety, panic attacks, depression, or any other illness that cause you these things? And they notoriously, is that the word? Always say yes. There's someone with depression or anxiety. And then, the cards are telling you how to clear it or what to do, or you've got to this situation. it's nice to know sometimes. I've been there before and just, yeah, I'm okay. And then that card comes up, oh shit, I'm really not okay, am I? Sometimes, oh, sorry, language. We need it, don't we? Okay, and then finally we have the Ten of Swords. And this is a really interesting card. It means if you see the swords so have gone into your back, they're being stabbed in the back. So when I first learnt this card, it was like, oh, people are stabbing you in the back, bitching about me, or doing it to myself. But I was married to a narcissist for a while, and what I learnt, I had another deck of tarot cards. This is when you learn your tarot well, and then you start going, ooh, I love tarot, I'm going to buy another card pack. And I had a card, I haven't got it with me, but I had a lovely deck that had a man and a woman pierced together on the swords, with swords going through them, these 10 swords going through them. And so for me, now this card has become meaning codependent. So if you get this card, you could see it as someone stabbing you back in the back, or you could see it's a codependent card, and actually they're doing the same thing. Codependency is when you are with someone and you're just start to become them and they become you, and you need them to survive, and they make you feel that way. It just happens. I would talk about codependency on another day. But are you codependent? Do you realize you're codependent? You know, sometimes we start looking like our partners or our dogs. That's codependency. There's a lot more to it. Anyway, whenever I got this card, I went, oh shit, I'm being codependent again. Because it's a learnt behaviour from childhood, you know. I need other people. No, you don't need anybody. Everything's in here. Okay. Ooh, this is a healing session at the same time. And again, I could swap those up and mix them with the other three. I normally go call them out. I leave you a few minutes to go, not a few minutes, a few seconds while I shuffle. 10. See if you remember them. Pick out the ones that you don't. Re-watch my video and go, I need that. Okay. And then I might do a test. Not a test. I've only got 20 minutes left. I'll do a reading at the end. Right, okay. Cups. We finished on cups today. Lesson. Ace of Cups. Beginnings of new love. Beginnings of a new relationship. And not even just... Yeah, I was going to say that. I'll save that for the next card. It's just something new to love. So it could be a hobby. It could be a new job. You know, it's something new to love. Then we have the soulmates card. And when I mean soulmates, I mean, again, someone that really connects with you. It can be your new love life, your partner. It can mean... a new job, you know, like, oh my God, I found my thing. Yes, talked to my son at the weekend, and he loves carpentry. It's been evolving over the last year, and, you know, it's his thing. It's his soulmate, as well as his girlfriend, obviously. Then we have, oh yes, so sorry, I'll go back. So it's a couple, wouldn't it, in love, sharing their cups of love as it flows over, okay? There is a big phoenix, I think, lion, I'm not sure, over it. Read the Rider-Waite stuff. Okay. We have then 3 of Cups. This is the tribe card. These are 3 ladies that like to party. So, you know, when you're with your tribe, with your people that you love, not necessarily your family, just the people that they understand you. You can talk to them, they talk to you, they're on your level psychologically and spiritually and everything else. They're your tribe. It might not, find your tribe. It might be find your tribe. It might be, do you know who your tribe is? Be with your tribe. And these girls are having a party. I had once, this came up in a reading with a lady I know who drinks a lot. And I was saying, oh, you've been with your tribe a lot, haven't you? And she went, oh, yeah, we got pissed at the weekend. And I went, this card, I think, is saying you're partying too hard. You're being with your tribe too much. What about your husband and your family? So, but on the whole, I think that's the only one occasion when it's been party too hard. It's normally go be with your people. Missed opportunities. So this is a cup coming out from side out of the blue, unexpected, mixed, and you might miss these opportunities, or you might you might miss them. So be aware of missed opportunities. Or have you just missed opportunity? Or it's not too late to go back and ring that job opportunity. Is it still there? That sort of thing. He's so focused on the 3 in front of him, he's not looking at that thing coming out of the blue. So just be aware, if that comes out, something odd is going to happen, instead of just maybe ignore, oh, that's odd. Oh, what do I want to do that for? Just, take an interest in it. Missed opportunities. Oh, we're back to 5s. What does this mean? It means a challenge. So he's looking at the cups that are knocked over and not the ones that are still full, sitting behind him. So this is the pessimist card. Someone who sees a life, what's that, half cup? Oh, I can't say it. You know the one I mean. He's looking at things badly and not in a positive frame of mind. And again, when this card comes up, I say, oh, who's the pessimist in your family? Is it you or is it your partner? Who's the pessimist? And they will go, oh, yeah, that's me. Or, oh, no, it's my husband. And it just means you need to start looking at things in a more positive frame of life, whatever the situation may be. Okay, this is the childhood card. And quite often, I always read in these tarot books that I've read over the years that this is meant to reflect happy childhood. But most people I know don't have they can't remember happy times in their childhood because they're so trying to... Okay, you might be the odd exception. But on the whole, it means I always think this is inner child work needs to be done. I will shoot a video on that. Everything to do with what have you learnt from childhood. It can be your children. But in my case, it's normally inner child work. As a job opportunity, it quite often means counselling. People need to heal their inner child and then become counsellors and help other people help what they've learned in their childhood and overcome that. So childhood. 8. This is the 8 of Cups, and this is choices. If you see here, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cups. I can only see 7. No, we're on 7s. That's why 7 of Cups. I was thinking I'm missing a cup, and they all have different little heads out of them. I studied all this when I was on holiday in India recently with my friend Charlotte. Hello, Charlotte. And we came up with an answer for all of these and a lovely spread, which is different ways of putting the cards in different ways. But we're not doing that. We're doing basic tarot. So this is 7 of Cups, and it means choices. You've got many things to think about. And sometimes it can mean if you just focus on the silhouette of the man, just focus on one. Or are you only focusing on one thing when you've got so many choices? So it's either way. They normally go, oh, you're multitasking. Do too many things in one go. Trying to spread yourself thin, which never works. You've only got... Okay, this is a little tip. If you are one of those who is like working about 5 jobs just to earn money, you will only put 20% in of your energy in all those 5 jobs. Therefore, none of them will work. You need to do one thing and do it well. And then the energy will go in that thing and make sure it's one thing that you love. And then you will get back Okay, but that's just a side dip. Multitasking or doing many things. Then we have 8 of Cups. And this is walking away. If you see the little man there, he's walking away from just walking away. I don't care, I'm just walking away. So it could be a job, it could be a relationship. It might not mean that you're going to walk away forever. It might be a temporary walk away thing. But it definitely means that you should be walking it, leaving it alone. I had that this morning about working with someone, and this card came up. I'm like, okay, leave it. Okay, 9 of Cups, the Wish card. So we've got a little genie here. He's he's folding his hands, and he's in charge of all those 9 lovely cups there. So he's the genie card, the Wish card. And it really indicates your wishes will come true. You manifest things, you think things, and they will come true. So it's a really positive card. Wishes will come true. What do you wish for? And finally, we have the Happy Families card. And this card often comes up when people are talking, the whole of the spread is talking about families, particularly if they're young people and they want babies still. And will I ever marry? Will I ever find the lover of my life and have children? I'm 31 now, that sort of, if that's you. And this card comes up, then you're like, yeah, it's going to happen. You got the husband and wife, or I shouldn't say that's very old fashioned, isn't it? Okay, I'm very, don't know what that word is. But anyway, man, I said it again. Okay, man and woman or partnership with 2 children, happy, playing, and cups all around, love all around. So it's a really nice card. Okay, so I'm just going to shuffle those 40. And we've got 8 minutes before we finish, or just under, presumably. So I'll teach you a little spread at the end of the session. Next tutorial, I should say, is going to be all about the major arcana. So I want you to have practiced. You can do it at your own time. We're on YouTube. But please remember to press the subscribe button. And practice. You can practice with these 40 cards now you've learnt them, and that is a sure way to learn them even more. I get better when I teach and when I practice. I mean, I know we know that, but it is really true, isn't it? Can't learn something without practicing it. Yeah. Okay, so here's some simple card spreads for the day. Let's just pick one for the day. So you wake up every morning and you want to know what you need to know that day. What do we need to know today? Ooh. Let money flow freely. Stop worrying about money. Okay, nice one. Okay, I said that's a miser card. So stop, maybe saving a little. Maybe you need to save a little. But if you're just saving for a rainy day, that's pointless. You could be gone tomorrow and you need to have a good life. I did mention earlier that pentacles can often, very rarely, I would say, mean health as well. So are you worried about your health and holding on, cold and miserable, no heating bills, no heating on, just stop worrying. Be free, be freer. Okay. Right. So 1 card a day is a really nice thing to just do. We could do past, present and future. Let's go with that. Let's have a little past, present and future. So this is for the collective. Everyone who's reading it will want to know, watching it, for today. New beginnings and wealth. Ooh, or a job. It's exciting. So this is the past. That might have come in. So you might have gone through that. Present. Ooh, soulmates. Tell me. You can text in the comments. And one for the future. finding a balance. I think this is what the world is all about at the moment, finding a balance between masculine and feminine energy, particularly because the universe is chaotic, as we know. The earth is chaotic, and it's trying to find its way back to a balance of femininity and masculinity. It's been masculine for 2,000 years. We need to change. We definitely need to change this age of Aquarius. Let's have a card on that. Starting to plan. This is what's happening. We're starting to plan as a collective. Community work is where we are going. All the politics and religion and wars and everything is very masculine energy. We need that balance of feminine energy to come back. And I'm not saying to take over. It's just that we need support of each other and love around the world. We need some interference. We need some interference in what's going on. So the way we need to interfere is almost like revolution. It's to gather together and to support one another with love rather than hate. Oh, that's a good end to end a lesson, isn't it? So I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Any questions, any comments, please let me know. I will put everything on when I work out how to do it. And then the next lesson, lesson 2, which I will write down, will be on the major arcana. 22 cards. Okay, take care. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.